first time I saw Raiders of the Lost Ark with an audience. The movie played better than I ever imagined it could.
Stand by the roll, please.
It was entertaining, fun, and incredibly inspiring.
It was a very exciting story to tell. I was really happy.
Ever since Raiders was in theatres, Indiana Jones has been a staple of film. All adventure films have been compared to them and never lived up to them. They're watched by millions every Christmas. They've never left the spotlight. And why is that? What makes this franchise so special?
I don't know, I'm making this up as I go.
Before we get started, let me know in the comments what's your favourite of the Indiana Jones movies. For me, it's Last Crusade. There's many key ingredients to its success. One of the main ones is Harrison Ford. Without him, I don't even think there would have been another film made after Raiders, because he's so important to this franchise. He is Indiana Jones. His charisma, his energy. He's able to be witty and tough at the same time. And him being able to do a lot of his own stunts with his physicality added to the realism and made the action sequences so much more intense because you knew he was actually doing that stuff. He brings so much to the role. Harrison Ford was saying when Dial of Destiny came out, no one is replacing him as Indiana Jones. When he's done playing the character, Indy's done. And I completely agree.
But it can play Indiana Jones. But him.
Like, who has an acting style like Harrison Ford? No one. Now, I don't want to say goodbye to the Indiana Jones franchise, so instead of doing a reboot with a new Indiana Jones that just wouldn't work flat out, do a short round spin-off. Ke Quan is an Oscar winner now. He's everyone's favourite sidekick, basically, from the franchise, and he knows martial arts. And he's around Harrison Ford's age when he was making the original trilogy of movies, so it just makes every sense to do a spin-off movie with him. Make it happen, Disney. And in saying that, sidekicks. This franchise has had multiple sidekicks throughout the films, all with their own cool character traits and memorable lines and moments. In some cases, it can be the make or break of the films out of enjoyment. A lot of people hate Crystal Skull, and one of the main reasons for that was Mutt. Monkeys, anyone? He just kind of has this young biker attitude from the 60s. That's about it. There's nothing more to him. And yes, he's Indy's son, but that doesn't mean he gets away with being a generic character. The reason a lot of people don't like Temple of Doom is because of Willie Scott, all her screaming and being a damsel in distress. And definitely the best example for that is Helena from Dial of Destiny. She was disrespectful to Indy. Now, she has her reasons, but when you're being mean to Indiana Jones, the main character that everyone loves, you're obviously going to get backlash for that. And she's attention-seeking and very humorous. Anytime she's around, you'll know she's there. And if you don't like her humour and you don't like her character, that can come across very annoying. And that can make the movie less fun to watch. And then you've the opposite effect, like Sean Connery as Sir Henry Jones, Indiana Jones's father. He brought out a side of Indy we've never seen before, getting to see what Indy's family life was like, and it made Indy an overall better character. Indy and his dad's dynamic worked perfectly for Last Crusade, and I think that is why it's my favourite film. And same with Marion from Raiders. Her romance with Indy and her toughness, she elevated the film. And like I was saying before, Ke Quan a short round, definitely my favourite sidekick of the whole franchise. His dynamic with Indy is legendary. The loyal to Indy, he's well able for a fight, and he's always there to help. So you see, there's both sides. If they're a terrible sidekick, they can really ruin the film. And then if they're a great sidekick, they can really improve the film.
Brown, step on it!
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones, hold on to your potato!
We can all remember seeing the truck chase from Raiders of the Lost Ark for the first time. It was chilling. Indy barely making it out alive, just about latches onto something on the truck with his whip. Underneath it, if that isn't iconic, I don't know what is. No wonder we're still talking about it to this day. The action sequences were something else in these films. They were truly special. What Harrison Ford and those stuntmen had to do to pull off all those stunts, I can't imagine how hard it must have been. But it was worth it for us anyway. The daring stunts, the exotic locations, and John Williams' phenomenal music, you combine that together and you get an experience that you will not forget. John Williams composed the music for the Indy franchise. Everyone knows the Indy team, it's instantly recognisable and loved by everyone. He brought back the classic Hollywood orchestra music from the 1930s and 50s, and I only wish there was more movies with it. It's like he transports you into the film and makes you feel like you're in that time period. It adds a thrill factor and excitement to the films. I could easily listen to that music for hours. Nobody compares to him. Maybe Hans Zimmer, but he is definitely up there in composers. And Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was his last time composing. Thank you, Mr. Williams, for all your amazing music over the years. I salute you. To me, there's three main ingredients to the franchise's success. Harrison Ford with his incredible acting skills, John Williams' awesome composing of music, and finally, Steven Spielberg. Best director of all time. Don't care what anyone else has to say. Best director, that's that. What about Martin Scorsese? What about Quentin Tarantino? No. Spielberg is known for his masterful use of camera angles, lighting and visual storytelling, and they're on full display here. He gives it everything he's got. You haven't seen cinematography until you've seen a Steven Spielberg film. I always loved the twists and turns in the Indy adventures. Marion getting kidnapped by the villains in Raiders of the Lost Ark. And Elsa Snyder betraying Indy in Last Crusade.
I'm sorry, but you should have listened to your father.
You never know what to expect in the adventure, and the unpredictability keeps you on your toes and keeps you invested. Indy's villains are always memorable. They add a lot of suspense to the race for the artifact, with them wanting to use the artifact to do an evil thing. Seeing their defeat was always a treat to watch. The Indiana Jones movies are special because of all these things. Thank you to everyone who worked on these films. Thank you for the greatest franchise of all time. Yeah, I said it. I went there. Films will come and go, but the Indiana Jones franchise will never leave us. And with all that said, let's say goodbye one last time to this epic franchise, to Indiana Jones and his unforgettable adventures. So long, Dr. Jones. Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
I've imagined this one bad. Studied it all my life.
This is Indiana Jones, famous archaeologist.
To do this.
All your life has been spent in pursuit of archaeological relics.
Well, what's he gonna do now?
I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
You're one crazy old man.
I don't think he plans that far ahead.
Dr. Jones? Jones!
Indy?
Dr. Jones.
Indy! Give him hell, Indiana Jones!
I don't believe in magic, but a few times in my life, I've seen things.
I'm been tortured with voodoo.
Things I can't explain. And I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe.
You must believe, boy.
It's how hard you believe it.
You must believe.
You should have let me stay.
I couldn't do that.
Why not?
You're meant to be here, Indy. Here.